As a single, you've probably read dozens of articles and books written by people outlining all kinds of methods and systems to find the right one. But what have you done to become the right one? Hey, this is Todd. Welcome to the Thrive Singles Podcast. Whether you're single again or still single, stop hating being single and learn to thrive. And welcome back to another week of the Thrive Singles Podcast. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And thank you to everybody who has subscribed to the blog, subscribed to the podcast, or subscribed to the YouTube channel. And welcome to those of you who are joining us for the first time. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe. Today I want to talk about finding the right one by first becoming the right one. But first, let me take a little detour and talk about the curious case of arranged marriages in India. In India, even in modern times, many marriages are still arranged by families. Now, with all our emphasis on finding the right one, you'd think this is an awful idea, but you'd be mistaken. The divorce rate and reported marital satisfaction in India are the same for arranged marriages as it is for other marriages. Meanwhile, here in the United States, single people put an emphasis on finding the right one. They use multiple dating apps. They date for years and even live together before getting married. They do all these things that society tells us we should do to find the right one. And yet, our results are worse. Our divorce rate is higher, and our marital satisfaction is lower. So how can this be? Should we start letting our friends and family select our spouses? Actually, as a side note, if you have friends and family who are happily married, you might want to seek their advice on what kind of person you should marry. Their collective wisdom can be valuable. But what does this tell us about finding the one? Are friends and family better at picking the right one for you? Or is it actually not a matter of finding the right one? Maybe it's a matter of narrowing the search to a few highly compatible people, then just making a choice and making a commitment. For all the reasons I outlined in the episode, The Myth of the One, finding the one is, well, a myth. You should go back and listen to that episode again. In the meantime, let me give you a few quick things to think about. First, there's nobody on planet Earth specifically designed to satisfy all your wants, needs, and desires. And actually, that's pretty narcissistic of you to think there would be. Secondly, there are many people to whom you could be happily married. There are over 7 billion people on the planet. About half of those are the opposite sex of you. The odds are in your favor that you can find somebody with whom you could, if you both put the effort, build a happy life. I want to suggest to you that the other part of the equation is the part you should start with. Become the one. Turn yourself into the person that attracts the kind of person you want to marry. I like to reference this quote from time to time because it's right on point. Andy Stanley, in his book and his curriculum titled The New Rules for Love, Sex, and Dating, he asks, are you the person you're looking for is looking for? And I've written a lot in the last month or so about asking yourself questions. Why do you want to marry? Why do you want to date? What kind of person do you want to marry? Once you've worked through those things, ask yourself this. What do I want to be and who do I need to be to have the kind of relationship I want with the kind of person I want to be in a relationship with? Remember, in many ways, birds of a feather do flock together. If you're looking for somebody financially stable, emotionally stable, interesting, well-dressed, well-groomed, intelligent, faithful, kind, sexy, good-looking, and in good physical condition, well, what kind of person do you think they're looking for? What kind of person do you need to be to attract that kind of person? You might need to either lower your expectations or up your game. Personally, I think it's much better to up your game. Use your time and energy to become the person people are attracted to. Let's talk about physical appearances. Like I've said recently, maybe you can't turn your apple shape into a dainty little hourglass figure or turn your pear shape into a manly V shape, but that's okay. What you can do is make the most of what you have. Physical exercise and eating better will help you look and feel better. Even if it doesn't turn you into Fergie or The Rock, good health looks good on you. And you can also dress to fit your body type and fit the occasion. And I'm not saying you have to go out and buy super expensive clothes. Just make sure that every piece of clothing in your closet makes you feel confident, attractive, and sexy when you wear it. If any piece of clothing in your wardrobe doesn't look great on you and doesn't fit the places you want to go and events you want to attend, get rid of it. Toss it out. And besides those things, pay attention to the details. Good grooming, good makeup technique, the right hairstyle, well-groomed facial hair, or a nice clean-shaven face. All those little details add up to make you more attractive. But being physically attractive is only a small part of it. A large part of becoming the person people are attracted to is being emotionally attractive. If people feel good around you, they'll want to be around you more. Constant drama, endless emotional crises, moodiness, neediness, unwarranted anger, negativity, narcissism, criticism, and passive-aggressive manipulations will help you become the one. The one emotionally healthy people avoid and similarly dysfunctional people are attracted to. On the other hand, confidence, emotional health, and stability, and treating people with respect and kindness will help you become the one the people you want to attract are attracted to. Another way to become the one is to be more spiritually attractive. Know what you believe, know why you believe it, and live out what you believe in everyday life. People aren't attracted to wishy-washiness and lukewarmness. They're attracted to passion and genuineness. Honesty, faithfulness, and genuineness are still important to most people. Those are the people you want to attract. Those are the people you want to be in a relationship with. Also, don't neglect your intellect. People are naturally attracted to people who fascinate them and spark them intellectually. So, read books, read magazines, read blogs. Keep up with current political and theological debates and social and sporting events. Stop from time to time and ponder the deep mysteries of life. Reading more and engaging in a richer thought life will lead to better conversation and to you becoming someone people want to be around. Finally, if you want to become the one, get your financial house in order. If you're deep in debt, or if you don't even know if you're in debt or not because you don't have a firm grasp on your financial situation, then it's time to make some changes. And these changes need to be made before you try to start a relationship. Get a clear picture of where your money comes from and where it goes. Balance your bank statements. As much as possible, get out of debt. Spend less than you earn. There's nothing attractive about being in debt or being financially irresponsible. There are good ways and bad ways to go about finding a spouse. But first, and most importantly, spend your time and energy becoming someone who people will want to have as a spouse. There will be a time to put some time and energy into dating and searching, but first, work on yourself. As humans, we have a terrible tendency to hear or read something and nod our heads in agreement, then walk away and never act on what we've learned. So I want to challenge you to act on this episode. New Year's Eve is almost here, and I know most people's New Year's resolutions are as disposable as coffee filters, but let's make some changes. Like last week, I want to encourage you to do some writing. Make a list of some areas you need to improve in, then write out some steps you can take to get there. But then, put some specific actions on specific dates and times on your calendar. And while you're writing, leave a comment or drop me a line at ask@thrivesingles.com and let me know what you're doing in each area: physical, emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and financial, to make some changes this coming year. It's time for you to become the one who the one you're looking for is looking for. So let's get to work on you. And as always, till next week, thrive on. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast. See you next week. Till then, be sure to subscribe and go check out my extensive archive of past posts at thrivesingles.com. And thrive on. Whoa, thrive. Yeah, come alive. There's more to life. You gotta grow, you gotta thrive. Whoa, whoa, you gotta thrive. There's more to life than to just survive.